How many guys you knocking down on spring break? Because it seems like you're just going wild.
It's going pretty
How many guys you knocked down?
We lost count after like 12.
12 guys on spring break.
Yeah.
How many more guys you knocking down?
On a regular weekend, I'd probably say 3.
3 guys a weekend?
Okay, so they look like babies to me. And what's really astounding is that, like, I feel like the ages it's getting younger and younger. Even the OF girls, we just showed a girl who's 22 and she's got like a baby face. She looks like a child, right? So these look like children to me. Granted, I'm a little older, but still, it's jarring to hear young women that look like children have baby faces talking about how they're knocking back 3 guys in a weekend. Spring break, sleeping with 12 guys. That's 1 week, 12 guys. So the perception by these women is that when you're young, this is, first of all, the new thing to do. And they're all saying, well, guys aren't going to not go out with me because they're not going to have any other choice because we're all doing this. And the perception is that when they get to be 25, 30, if they stop that behavior, that this doesn't matter anymore. Like, guys aren't going to go back and care about this. So what do you make of that? Do guys still care about this stuff? Is there room to care about this stuff if so many women are behaving like this? And like, what is the future of these women that are talking like this right now?
Yeah, men care about it, and they increasingly care about it more and more and more. The big problem with, out of the thousands of conversations I've had with women like this, I understand what the issue is. It's an issue of fairness in their brain. They think that men are out there being promiscuous and screwing everything that they can, right? They're trying to get in the pants of every woman that they see. That is literally what these women think. And so they think, well, if men can be promiscuous, there's nothing wrong with me being promiscuous. It's only fair. The problem is that the fairness mindset doesn't actually work, right? Relationships aren't fair. Intersexual dynamics aren't fair. Men are stronger than you, for instance. That's not fair, all right? They're more logically and stoic-minded. That's not fair. There's all sorts of unfair advantages that men have in life, and there's also unfair advantages that women have in life in comparison to men. They don't have to get drafted, go fight wars. They don't have to do all sorts of things that fall on the backs of men. But the reason that women have no problem whatsoever being promiscuous and talking about it on camera and being happy and giddy about it and talk, I've heard some of the worst, most disgusting interviews ever. There was a chick who was recently talking on Twitter about how her and her husband have conversations about all the men who have been inside her. Right? These women are horrific, but from their perspective, it's only fair. The future for women like this is the same as the current status that we see for women like this who were very promiscuous back in high school, things like that. It doesn't work out well. It never works out well. And now your online reputation follows you forever. It's not like when we were younger. You can't just move to a new town and reinvent yourself. It doesn't work that way anymore.
What do you think it is about these women that is most unattractive to men? Is it is it the lack of self-respect? Is it the damage that they incur then by virtue of all this behavior, and then they're bitter and difficult to be around and blaming you for past things? Or what is it exactly, if you could hit the nail on the head, that turns guys off with the high body count girls?
Yeah, it comes down to biological reproduction. Why are men attracted to youthful looking women who have shapely hips, a good buttocks, a nice ample bosom, right? All of those things are attracted to those things because it signals reproduction in our brain. And so what signals reproduction is what we want to have sex with, right? That's the whole point. You're signaling in our brain, reproduce, reproduce, reproduce. And sex ultimately is for reproduction, right? That is what its actual function is. So you're attracted to these various traits in women for the purposes of reproduction. Now, we're way past reproduction. We have condoms and birth control and abortion and everything else. But in our brains, attraction, wanting to have sex, that is in line with wanting to reproduce. That's the whole point of it, right? That's why it's ingrained in men to be attracted to women, is so that we will reproduce with them. Major problem here, the reason it's so revolting, is how would you as a man be able to, let's say 200 years ago or 100 years ago, figure out paternity? How would you do that? How would you know if the child was yours? What would be the big signal for that? Well, the big signal for that would be chastity, virginity, things like this. Those are the only way you could assure your own paternity and not become a cuckold.
But with so many women doing this now, and the age of the women doing this, it's getting like lower and lower and lower. Is there going to be options for guys to not embrace women who are behaving like this? What is the option? Are there enough women not doing it?
Yeah. Yeah, so the thing is that as far as a mating strategy goes, trends for women, they shift around, right? You see this big kind of return online now to the trad life sphere, right? It's all about the trad life. But now they're mixing in as much sexuality with the trad life stuff as they possibly can, too. But what I've noticed is that women who more embrace that sphere, they actually get a lot of male attention from a lot of the same types of men that the kind of skanks actually want. So is there a future in the next 10 years where there's kind of a return to that, to a more chaste kind of lifestyle for women? I mean, I doubt it, but it's possible. It's possible. I'm not totally black-pilled. I don't think there's no future here for men. And men also, they move over to other countries. They get wives that way. They do all sorts of various strategies to find themselves women who have a low body count.